I'm gonna fly one day, maybe far away, where love and light reside, where old heads still build and peace be still, with no rod or staff by my side. Put use to these mudcloth wings and fly, past fault and flaw and foul of sky. And then at night, when there are no ship sails or chemtrails in sight, I reemerge to teach other black and brown kids how to take flight. That's my word.
You got two things. I felt the attitude. You know you gonna get paid. What the fuck is that? Your queen. Fuck out of here. Queen right there, man. 3 pieces of the board bag. We know it's out here. Call queen. Motherfucking pieces. It's right there. Okay. Well, get the fuck out there. Get the fuck out. You playing? Yeah, what? He's been playing. He's been playing. Did you hear I take up money to call in my shoe? In the barber shop? You get paid. Where the fuck you think I'm going, man? You gonna get paid? I don't know. Now you don't want another fucking game today. No.
I've seen colors and dreams, ran scams and schemes, lived above my means, or so it seemed. I took up arms, declared my word is bond, hope foregone. we carry on.
Now, if more African Americans and Africans around the world were to begin to look at white supremacy in the manner that you have outlined, what would it mean in terms of how we respond to white supremacy as opposed to, quote, that traditional?
Well, that's why we have this chessboard here.
All right.
Because I say that the dynamic, the behavioral dynamic of white supremacy is analogous to a chess game. We haven't looked at it in that way before. See, we've looked at it, everybody hold hands, ring around the rosy, we're all in this together, and found that, wait a minute, that's not what's happening. That if we understand the game of chess, where you have a white side of the chessboard and you have a black side of the chessboard, when people sit down to play chess, because I'm not talking about hating white people, I am talking about analyzing the behavior, but I'm not talking about hating them. I'm not talking about destroying white people. But I am talking about understanding this so-called game of chess. Now, if we look further at the chess game, that in the game of chess for the last 100 years, the game has been played where white always moves first. So that the white side of the chessboard is playing offense, defense. The black side of the chessboard has to play defense, offense. So I say that that's a perfect analogy to white supremacy. White supremacy has to move against non-white people for the purpose of white genetic survival, you see. And also the game of chess is about checkmating the king. You see, with white moving offensively and then defensively, that means that the real issue in the game of chess is about the white king checkmating the black king. And I say that that is perfectly analogous to racism, white supremacy, because the primary thrust of the attack of racism, white supremacy, it's against all black people or all non-white people, but it is most specifically against the black male, because it is the black male who can cause white genetic annihilation. You see, and so the game of chess is about the white king checkmating the black king. And so I say that if we begin to say, oh, it's like the game of chess. You see, and black people say, oh, we didn't understand that. Oh, now we can play, because it's just a matter of tactics and strategy. And I go further, you know, to look at the chessboard as though each of these columns, each of the vertical columns on the chessboard, we really need 9. And if we looked at it, one column represents economics, another economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. And so you have to play on those 9 fronts simultaneously, which is just like playing chess. You don't play on just one column. You have to play and look at all of the columns at the same time. You see, and so if we now begin to say, oh, we understand the dilemma of the white minority on the planet, that they are actually operating in fear of white genetic annihilation, you see, and the intention then being to survive white genetic survival by any necessary means. And I mean any necessary means. Any necessary means. Then black people can begin to say, oh, okay. That means that we have to have tactics and strategies for, you see, black survival and maximal development. In the presence of this continuous onslaught, we will give up completely, you see, begging and pleading, that all of that energy, like 90% of our energy as black people in this area of the world, is being spent begging and pleading, you see, but that would be analogous to the person who is playing the black side of the chessboard begging the white side to let them win.
And now they put the crack cocaine in our community
and it demoralized the African workers and poor people who are the heartbeat of the revolution. Let me tell you that. That's where the revolution is. And when they did this to the young African workers and poor people, then we saw all these other so-called Negro leaders who would come up attacking the community. The problem was the community. We need to atone. We need this and that. It wasn't that the government was the problem. It was the people who were the problem. And so we had to struggle against this concept that was out there, even among the African working class itself. Because what we found is that the people who were out pushing crack cocaine often thought it was their idea that they were doing it. They thought, I'm out here doing this because this is my idea, but it wasn't their idea. What the imperialists, the capitalists, what white power had done was take away all the other options and say, if you want to live, this is what you can do to live on, and put crack cocaine there. I'm not a hunter, but I'm told that in places like in the Arctic, where indigenous people sometimes might hunt a wolf, they'll take a double-edged blade and they'll put blood on the blade and they'll melt the ice and stick the handle in the ice so that only the blade is protruding, and that a wolf will smell the blood and wants to eat, and it'll come and lick the blade trying to eat. And what happens is when the wolf licks the blade, of course, he cuts his tongue and he bleeds and he thinks he's really having a good meal. He drinks and he licks and he licks, and of course he's drinking his own blood and he kills himself. That's what the imperialists did to us with crack cocaine. You got these young brothers out there thinking that they're getting something that they're going to make a living with. They're getting something they can buy a car like the white people have cars. Why can't I have a car? They're getting something that they can get a piece of gold. The white people have gold. Why can't I have gold? They're getting something to get a house. The white people have a house. Why can't I have a house? And they actually think that it's something that's bringing resources to them, but they're killing themselves just like the wolf who's licking the blade, and they're slowly dying without knowing it. That's what's happening to the community. You with me on that? That's exactly and precisely what happens to the community. And instead of blaming the hunter who put the damn handle and the blade in the ice for the wolf, that what happens is the wolf gets blamed for trying to live. That's what happens in our community. You don't blame the person, the victim, you blame the oppressor. Imperialism, white power is the enemy. Was the enemy when it first came to Africa, snatched up the first African, brought us here against our will, is the enemy today. That's the thing that we have to understand. And now upon that, and there can't be any compromise on that. No compromise on it. I know your television got stolen, mine too. But we can't limit the discussion and the issue and the understanding to some immediate personal contradiction that we have with somebody who's victimized by imperialism. I know you got a sister or an aunt or a cousin or somebody who ripped you off because they own that stuff, but we can't limit our understanding based on our own personal relationship to it, because imperialism is making war against all of us. He got hooked first, and he becomes an instrument of imperialism when he does what he does to us in our community. So the community is demoralized. And this is one of the most effective counterinsurgency tools that you can have, where the victim actually believes that he is responsible for what's going on. Where the victim, and then the victims become increasingly demoralized by his behavior because he knows something's wrong with what he's doing.
Later in the week, on a hot night when I passed through his block, Simple was sitting on his landlady's stoop reading a newspaper by a street light. When he saw me coming, he threw the paper down. "Good evening," I said. "Good evening nothing," he answered. "It's too hot to be any good evening. Besides, this paper's full of nothing but atom bombs and bad news, wars and rumors of wars, airplane crashes, murders, fightings, wife whippings, and killings, all the way from the Balkans right here to Brooklyn and New York. Do you know one thing? If I was a praying man, I would pray a prayer for this world right now." "What kind of prayer would you pray, friend?" I asked. "I would pray I don't want to have no more wars prayer, and it would go like this. Lord," I would say, I would ask him, "Lord, kindly please take the blood off of my hands and off of my brother's hands and make us shake hands clean and not be afraid. Neither let me nor them have no knives behind our backs, Lord, nor up our sleeves, nor no bombs piled out yonder in the desert. Let's forget about bygones. Too many men's and women's are dead. The fault is mine and theirs too, I reckon. So teach us all to do right, Lord, please, and to get along with that atom bomb on this earth, because I do not want that bomb to fall on me, nor thee, nor anybody living. Amen.
You lose when you win in this society that we're in. Look around, what do you see? They have nice homes, we have poverty. Can this be the pain we share? So proud to be with you here. My people, we precious to hear. So you see, someday we shall be free. What's the word? Freedom. Free. What's the word? Freedom. 41 rounds was justice for he. He was gunned down, they were set free. How are his mommy and daddy supposed to sleep when they know that killers roam the street? Can this be the pain we share? So proud to be with you here. My people, we precious to hear. So you see, someday we shall be free. What's the word? Freedom. Free. What's the word? Freedom. Could it be break it down?
I heard it said true about a beautiful few that mean what they say, just as they do. Though many are called, the chosen are few, before nailed to a cross and made to carry it too. Their word is a bond, and they carry it through. The family, the hood, and even the crew, made to carry them too. And now even you have heard it said true about a beautiful few that mean what they say, just as they do. What resides in them lives in me and you, now making us two a beautiful few.